What's going on, my fellow troops? My name is Xavvo and welcome back to a brand new video. So today I'm going to be giving you guys the best DG-56 assault rifle class inside of Modern Warfare 3. Now, if you're looking at this gameplay and you're thinking, god damn, he has got perfectly suppressed recoil. His gun kick's not punching back as much as mine. He's got perfectly good mobility despite how much ammo he's got. And, you know, he's got an awesome sprint to fire speed and everything just looks really satisfying. Well, if you want your gameplay to look like this, be sure to stay through the entire video as I'll break down the attachments and the overall class setup, so not just the attachments that you should be using for this weapon on your class setup to get you the best performance overall for this weapon. Because yes, whilst you can get very good attachments, there's going to be some areas where you physically cannot fix everything, especially where some attachments will give you certain pros and then a bunch of cons may be felt overall without some of these extra things on the class setup that help the weapon overall and just boost some of those strengths and, you know, improve some of those weaknesses. Yeah, generally speaking, the DG-56 is one of those assault rifles that is a pretty damn good weapon. Like, yes, it's not fully automatic, which kind of sets it back before all the other ones inside of its category, but at the same time, it's still a pretty damn satisfying weapon to use. I believe this is actually the Odin from Modern Warfare 2019. I don't know where else it's appeared in the series, but it's basically just the Odin. And yeah, the Odin was awesome in Modern Warfare 2019 as well. It's a very powerful weapon and does very good with range, and it's just super satisfying. You know, it's kind of expected for this gun to be pretty powerful despite its lack of fire rate. But with that being said anyway, yeah, let's just get to the class setup. Okay guys, so here we are on the class setup area. As you can see, of course, the DG-56 is right here as our primary. I'm running the Stormender as a secondary. I was just kind of finishing that off. Thank God, actually, I've got this to Interstellar, so I've got every single weapon up to date now. I've got to just wait on Season 3. Speaking of which, guys, don't worry if this class setup is supposed to be the best in Season 2 Reloaded or in Season 2, and, you know, we've got Season 3 dropping in like a few days. The chances are this gun won't get any nerfs, realistically, that will change it at all. They very rarely buff or nerf guns very heavily, and if they do, it might be a slight change that's not noticeable, so this will probably still be really good going into Season 3, and hell, it might be good for the rest of the year, because they don't change the guns that much unless they're ridiculously broken. Getting off track, the vest we're running for this class is the infantry vest. The reason I've decided to keep this one on, the default that most people do have on, is because we do want as much tac sprint duration as much as possible, and we want it to refresh as much as possible, because we are running an assault rifle that tends to have a bit more weight to it, considering, you know, it's running the maximum ammo, as you will see in a minute. But yeah, so we wanted to have this on, obviously, to just give this thing the best movement possible. We've also got the tactical as a stim. The lethal is a frag grenade. I'm running munitions box. I don't usually ever change this, to be honest. The gloves, I'm running the commando gloves. This is going to allow us to reload while sprinting, which I think is very important with an assault rifle, especially when you're running higher amounts of ammo. We don't want to be slowed down in any way, shape, or form. The boots, I'm running stalker boots. This is going to allow us to increase our strafe and ADS movement speed. Again, a very nice thing that you would want to have for an assault rifle like this. And of course, we've got the gear. Now for the gear, I'm running the signal jammer. It's something I don't normally use, but I wanted to have this on so it could like warn me of claymores and mines and nearby enemy equipment. And it just disrupts generally because I don't like how many people now are using grenades. There must be some weekly challenge that people are doing, because I'm seeing an influx of grenades everywhere, like mines. It's definitely something that I would suggest at the moment anyway if you're running this class. But anyway, now let's get to the attachments for the DG-56. So first I'm going to add to it is a barrel. The barrel we're actually running is the DG-56 LS-18 barrel. This is going to improve drastically your bullet velocity and your range, as well as it's going to take a great amount of control to your gun kick and your recoil, which is going to give the gun more stability generally when you're firing. It's just not going to feel like it's going up the screen or punching back as much. So that is something you will 100% need on this weapon. This is going to be one of the best things overall on the class for improving the general damage of the gun. For the next attachment, we are running the optic. I'm actually running the slate reflector. The reason I'm running the slate reflector is because if you look at this Einsight as it is, it's not very good. Like, it's just this block. It's just literally this elevated block, and you can't really be too precise when aiming down sight with that. So I think this just clears it up a bit more. And obviously, as you can see there, it does slightly improve the range and just generally gives you better accuracy. You can obviously select whatever reflex sight that you prefer, but I would recommend a reflex at least, unless you want to run an ACOG. I actually sometimes do run ACOGs on these kind of weapons, especially like this and the FFAR, and then, you know, some of the LMG builds that have this big blocky iron sight area, because the ACOGs do actually look really good for this gun. Like, they do generally feel really nice to use as well. So if that's something you want to do, you can always run, of course, one of the ACOGs. Like, for example, they're not, this one's kind of a more simple ACOG, but the SZ Lone Wolf optic is a nice one. The Corey Enforcer optic is really nice. And of course, one of my favorites is actually this one here, the X10 Angel 40. That one's a really nice one as well, but you have a play around with that. For the magazine, we are running the 60 round. Now, originally, I was running about 40 rounds because I wanted that fine middle ground of getting lots of ammo, but not too much to the point that it was affecting mobility and handling. But what I've noticed when I was testing in firing range and moving about and stuff like that, the 60 round doesn't actually do much effect at all. Like, it's hardly noticeable. You don't have any real effect on sprint to fire. As you can see, it's only one hit of a con right there. It's really subtle. And as far as ADS and movement and reloading, they're not even that slow either. So you're literally just limiting your ammo amount for something that you're not going to notice, especially when the overall class setup that you have with all the other stuff like the boots and the gloves and stuff like that, that stuff can literally improve that anyway, or bring that back up, or negate the effects that you will feel from this magazine. So you're not going to need to worry about the cons on this type of magazine or drum. So that's why I'm running that. It's the most ammo, and it's just kind of a no-brainer, especially if you want to go for more kills. And next we are running the stock. For the stock, we are running the extended TP9 butt plate. I know, a very bizarre name. My best guess is the TP stands for toilet paper, but I don't know. Anyway, this is going to help you with recoil control, gun kick, and tactical stance spread, as well as some extra sprint to fire speed. As you can see, that literally brings up, this attachment alone brings up sprint to fire speed that might have been brought down from the magazine. So you can see, generally speaking, like, people who have run the 40 round on their class setups, I'm not exactly sure what their intention is with that, but maybe it was worse before. Maybe the DG-56 used to have worse mobility with it before, but they must have buffed it or something, because it doesn't really feel that bad anymore. I swear to God, actually, when I was running the 40 round mag, for that matter, I did notice it used to be really slow, but now it seems so much quicker. So maybe they did actually buff the movement for that drum or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, lastly, we have got the comb, and for the comb, I'm actually running the FSS Last Stand comb. This is going to improve ADS and sprint to fire drastically. Maybe that's why. Maybe this attachment is the thing that's doing most of that improvement for the magazine. But yeah, that's our final attachment. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoy this build for your weapon. If you do, be sure to drop a like. It goes a long way. It makes me happy, makes me smile, and it makes my day. And it lets YouTube know that, hey, there's a lot of people who like this kind of content. Push it to more of them, you know? So be sure to drop a like and drop a comment as well. Let me know what you think of the build. If you want to, of course. You don't have to comment. No pressure. And yeah, be sure to follow the Instagram down below in the description. Join the Discord server. And also check out the merch. They're all linked down below, as well as my other channels are linked below if you're interested in other games outside of Call of Duty. But with that being said, thank you everybody for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.